Well-educated, experienced Filipino teachers are far cheaper than their counterparts elsewhere, including South Korea, he told the AFP. Apart from reading books, the robots use pre-programmed software to sing songs and play alphabet games with the children. The kids seem to love it since the robots look, well, cute and interesting, but some adults also expressed interest, saying they may feel less nervous talking to robots than a real person. Right. Right. So if you can't get over, you know, the idea of talking to a real person and having anxiety, you know, about social anxiety or dealing with other people, well, don't worry about that. Because in the future, everything's going to be robotics anyway. We're going to do away with most of the people, so you're not going to really have to deal with that many people anyway. Right? Unfucking believable. Oh, this is rich. The release of thousands of U.S. diplomatic cables by the secret outlet WikiLeaks has unintentionally led to the proliferation of anti-Israel conspiracy theories, according to the Anti-Defamation League. Really? Why? Because it's a fact that everything that is in and has come out from WikiLeaks 100% backs up and proves and helps to reinforce the agenda of Israel. That's a fact. That's not an opinion or a conspiracy theory. The ADL said that conspiracy theories linking Israel to WikiLeaks have circulated through online publications where it has been suggested that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange struck a deal with Israeli officials over the leak of diplomatic cables, or that Assange actually works for Israel. Well, you have 3 of the guys from WikiLeaks being former Israeli Mossad agents. Fact. I mean, what else are we supposed to think? The WikiLeaks affair has given new life to the old conspiracy theories of underhanded Jewish and Israeli involvement in an event with significant repercussions for the U.S. and many nations around the world, ADL National Director Abraham H. Foxman said, according to a published statement. Old Abe. The news is being exploited by conspiracy theorists, some world leaders, and various websites across the ideological spectrum to spread false and malicious conspiracy theories against Israel. That's unbelievable. There's this article that I saw, and it comes from this guy, Henry Makow, who, you know, I don't know anything about this guy. He kind of seems like a clown to me, I'll be honest with you. But he's put out some interesting stories. I know he gets into the whole, the whole New World Order conspiracy is a conspiracy to turn men into women and feminize us all. And yeah, that's a part of the agenda. I don't think anybody can deny that. But to say that's the whole conspiracy, I think is a little kooky. Yes, there's an agenda. There's a gay agenda. Yes, there is an agenda for population reduction, to convince people that being gay is awesome and we should all turn gay and blah, 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 blah. But to dedicate your entire work to it, I think come on, branch out a little bit. You know what I mean? But anyway, this guy Henry Makow has a pretty interesting article here. It's called Julian Assange's Ties to Nazi Cults. I'll put a link to it in the chat room. There's a picture of them here. I swear to God, these guys, I talked about this last night on Lee's show. These guys look like fucking Nazi test tube babies. I mean, look at that first picture there. Click on that link and look at that first picture. It looks like Christopher Walken in A View to a Kill. That's who Assange is. What was Christopher Walken's character's name in that movie? You guys remember that movie? That's who Julian Assange is. I just realized, my God, he's the fucking, that's who he is. He's the Walken character in A View to a Kill. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. Yeah, that movie was classic. That's exactly who Assange is. I just realized it. Check it out. I'm going to prove this to you right here. Watch. This is funny stuff. Look, check it out. That's Christopher Walken, and that's Christopher Walken in A View to a Kill. Now look at that picture of Julian Assange. That's him, dude. And that was the whole thing in that Bond flick, A View to a Kill. He was. They said that he was a Nazi test tube experiment baby. The Christopher Walken character was. Dun 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 dun. That's too funny. Anyway, take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying I'm reading this because I 100% believe it. I'm simply reading it for you to decide what you think about it. So here it is. Julian Assange, born in 1971, his birth parents ran a touring theater company, but his father abandoned them. When Julian was 8 years old, his mother, Christine, married a member of the White Brotherhood, a.k.a. the Family, or the Santanican Park Association, a private psychiatric hospital on the outskirts of Melbourne, Australia. In the 1960s and 1980s, the Santanican Park Association received CIA Sandoz LSD-25. The psychiatric hospital was part of a New Age colony with about 200 members. They were all professionals, psychiatrists, medical doctors. 25% were nurses, lawyers, and ranking civil servants and social workers. The allegations were that these people used their authority to collect or kidnap children. As many as 28 children had been collected under their custody of their director, Anne Hamilton-Byrne, who was a theosophist. That's interesting that she was a theosophist. The children were selected for their Aryan traits. This cult is well documented from the Australian investigations and court proceedings highlighted in the Oz media at the time. According to Assange, his parents broke with the cult in 1982, and until 1990, they lived on the run, moving dozens of times. During this period, Julian was charged with computer hacking by the Australian police. That's all Assange has said about it, claiming that he doesn't remember Hamilton-Byrne or anything about the cult. Cult members have disclosed that children were collected for a scientific experiment, though Hamilton-Byrne remained silent. Members disclosed that the Hamilton-Byrne predicted a global holocaust, which will wipe out most of humanity. She was preparing the cult children to be the inheritors of the earth. According to the Hamilton-Byrne's real daughter, Sarah Moore, the children hadn't been told about that. What they were told was that Anne Hamilton-Byrne was their birth mother, even though their number and ages made that impossible. They were told all the other members of the cult were their uncles or aunties, even though some of these were the real birth parents of a few of them. The family was related to the Nazi Lebensborn EV organization, founded in December 1935 as a registered association ostensibly to foster population increase and declining pure Aryan stock in Europe. Lebensborn EV was under the authority of the SS Race and Settlement Bureau. Lebensborn is best remembered as a breeding program for SS studs with select Aryan female volunteers. The project included social workers of the Settlement Bureau screening schools and hospitals in Germany and occupied Europe looking for infants and children that fit the Nazi eugenics profile of traits. Thousands of such children were drafted into the program, kidnapped, and sent to the remote hospital academy locations for mind control programming. There were over 30 of these facilities throughout Europe, which processed as many as 30,000 new births. However, many more older children taken from other countries were sent to special facilities for Aryanization reprogramming. The best source of information is the record of the 8th Nuremberg trial, United States of America versus Ulrich Griefeld. The infamous Dr. Joseph Mengele is generally remembered for lethal experiments on children at Auschwitz, is often overlooked. But the purpose of his butchery was the scientific improvement of pre-existing methods of Illuminati trauma-based mind control programming of children, and his techniques were instituted in Lebensborn at the Aryanization facilities. Mengele was an architect of MKUltra, and Mengele was protected by the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS, and Operation Paperclip, and went to work for the CIA's top-secret MKUltra projects. It's absolutely true. Hamilton-Byrne's White Brotherhood operation apparently was a continuation of Lebensborn. Hamilton-Byrne's obsession with white blonde uniformity to, oh my God, the boys from Brazil. Wait a minute. Oh my God, you're not telling me, it's completely plausible, isn't it? Oh my God. Jesus God almighty. I'm freaking out over here. Oh my God, it's completely plausible. Have you guys have seen the boys from Brazil, right? If you haven't seen the boys from Brazil, go hit up Netflix tonight. Go hit up BitTorrent, one of those, download that movie and watch it, because that's what it's about. It's about the Aryan genetic breeding program that Mengele had down in South America. Oh, it's a great movie, dude. Gregory Peck as Joseph Mengele. Oh, you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. My God, Assange. Oh my God. So Assange could very well be one of these Nazi test tube baby experiments that Mengele was running, Down in South America, my goodness fucking gracious. I mean, fucking truth is stranger than fiction, isn't it? Oh my goodness. That's unbelievable. This ties him directly to that. He was a member of the family. He even admitted in these articles that he was a member of the family and his family was on the run when they broke away from this cult. And then you look at that picture on the top right-hand corner of that article, that's exactly what the kids and the boys from Brazil in that movie looked like. Oh, my goodness gracious. This stuff is just getting more and more out of control every day. I can't even deal with this. Anna Ardens, who accused Assange of rape, went AWOL from the Swedish feminist prosecutor December 9th to service on the West Bank and the Palestinian territories as a member of the Brotherhood, allegedly a Christian outreach group that protests Israeli settlers in Palestinian territory. Feminist Twitter tweets have been ablaze accusing Arden of being a CIA Christian Nazi. Arden's action was of such wild disconnect that one has to wonder if maybe her real handlers aren't the left-wing arm of the Swedish Socialist Party. Isn't it tempting to connect those dots, the dots between WikiLeaks residing on Pirate Bay's P2P servers in Stockholm, which are owned by Carl Lundstrom of the self-professed Swedish neo-Nazi and financial backer of Sweden's fascist political party, the Socialdemokratiska Party. Before World War II, that party used to be Sweden's Communist Party, but they converted to National Socialism during the war and remained that way ever since. The Swedish Socialist Party is not to be confused with the leftist Social Democratic Party, which employed Anna Arden as press secretary. It certainly begins to appear that Arden is a double agent. Her actions are worthy of the goddess Eris, who tossed the apple of discord in the proximity of three goddesses, seeing it to is inscribed Callisti for the most beautiful one. Here's where things get weird. Pirate Bay's Lundstrom family was linked with the Sandoz pharmaceutical company. Sandoz had been a division of Nazi corporation IG Farben during World War II and patented the only pharmaceutical LSD in the world. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. So the guy that runs Pirate Bay, whose servers were hosting WikiLeaks, was also tied to Sandoz and IG Farben. My God, I think, oh my God, fucking Julian Assange is one of the boys from Brazil. Holy fuck. I mean, you know, this is why these damn Hollywood movies just don't do it for me anymore. Because reality is just so much more entertaining and weird and fucked up and strange and god damn. Whoo! Who needs a drink after that one? My goodness gracious. All right, well, we're going to take a break and come back and we'll get into more news and information for you here tonight. This is The Global Reality right here on the Global Reality Radio.